Is there a typical business that suffers fraud? I mean, I think there's certain trends that we see from an insurance point of view, but the reality is, I think, crime risk, fraud risk is quite universal. So the fact is, any business, they're holding money, they're transacting financially on a regular basis, and so there's always some level of risk, either internally from people within the business or externally from a fraud perspective. So I think all businesses are exposed to a degree. That said, I think there are some which are more prone than others. More than anything else, I think it stems from the level of controls that are in place. Not-for-profit charitable organisations, we see a lot of fraud in that space, and similarly, they just don't have the resources, they don't have the know-how, they don't have the people to be able to deploy to deal with fraud exposures and fraud issues. Another area that we see a lot of activity is in the professional firm space, and it's quite scary. You'd think that a professional advisor, professional services firm would be all over this, but in actual fact they're perhaps as exposed, if not more exposed, than a lot of other industries, and in multiple ways, because they've got their own money that they have within their business and their bank accounts, but a lot of professional firms also have trust accounts as well where they hold client monies, and I've lost count of the number of times that I've seen trust monies being stolen, accessed fraudulently. It's quite scary, actually. In terms of the interruption to the business, it can be very significant because initially there's going to be significant investigation resource that needs to be put into it, and that's regardless of whether it's insured or uninsured. And for example, a lot of the frauds that we see, they're perpetrated over an extended period of time, so it could be over a 10-year. We've seen one case that was over a 15-year period, so it's someone within the business, a trusted person, taking money on an ongoing basis over that period. And so what you need to do is, I guess, basically go back and try and track down all those transactions, establish the level of the fraud, how long it's been going on for. That can be extremely costly and time-consuming. You've got to bring in experts such as forensic accountants, but then it's also the internal resources you need to put into it as well. So there's that side of things. Another one which perhaps isn't as well, or it's difficult to put a number on it, is the reputational damage to the business. And we've seen at least one case where a business went out of business because of the reputational damage associated with a criminal or a crime event. In this case, again, it was a professional firm. It was a fraud in relation to trust account monies, so client monies. That managed to get out into the public arena, and all of a sudden their clients are going, well, hang on a second, we trusted you, we expect you to do the right thing by us, we're not sure we can trust you anymore, so see you later, we're going to someone else. And in that case, the business actually went insolvent because of the clients flooding out the door. So that's, those sides of things. I mean, I guess there's certainly a big people impact as well. All of a sudden you're going from a trusting work environment to a situation where the finger's been pointing around. There's people can feel persecuted to a degree. It can have a significant impact on the culture and the productivity within the business. One of the themes that we do see is invoice fraud. It's a common theme. It's been taking place for many years. Historically, it was always someone within the business, so it was again, employee fraud, an employee in a trusted position, faking invoices, meddling with invoices, putting their bank account details on it, and I could certainly think of a couple of cases where they've done exactly that. They've taken an invoice, just changed the bank account number, hey presto, the funds are coming into their bank account. So there's very simple situations such as that. But I think it's really gone to another level now with the advent of cyber activity, because people can do it remotely. People can do it from the other side of the world, and it's very easy to do. In fact, we're seeing an increased prevalence of that in the sort of losses that we're seeing.